Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started. But first, coffee. Cowboy coffee. Perfect. Perfect. You know, it is a pre-ground store coffee from Weiss Markets. I got the big giant can. They call it premium coffee. Okay, premium coffee. But made, normally I wouldn't like this, but made in the cowboy coffee style, the method, it actually isn't bad at all. Put maybe half a teaspoon of honey in there and cream. The second cup will go to work with me today. Let's talk about mothers. Moms. But not from the perspective that you think I'm going to talk about mothers. Young men. Rather than looking for a woman to... What if you switched your mode to looking for a wife and a mother for your children? I would never want to bring children into this world. Put that aside. You're watching too many YouTube videos. You're watching way too much news. You're listening to your teachers. You're listening to all the negativity and the black-pilled nonsense. Stop it. Most of you were born to be parents, if you're not a parent already. That's the reality. What if you switched from looking to get laid, someone to put your thing in? What if you went from just thinking about this to thinking about what happens on the other end of this? You're planting a seed in a beautiful field. You know, when you view it that way, it stops. All right, I'm going to use some words here that might be construed as triple X rated. If you don't like hearing these kind of words, then maybe you should turn off the video right now. Okay? There's your warning. There's your 5-second warning. What if you viewed that as a beautiful field that is waiting for seed rather than a pussy? Would you treat it different? What if you viewed yourself as a farmer who wants a crop, a healthy crop, and not just a guy getting laid? What if you just shifted that? I'm just suggesting it. I'm offering it to you as an option, as an alternative. And you plant seed in a beautiful field that's going to sprout, take root, and create a crop, which will be a child. What if you stopped looking for a hot woman? You're not going to swipe your way to a mother, finding a mother and a wife. You're going to swipe your way to finding pussy and getting laid. Some might get married and start a family, but the reality is, the quicker that stuff starts, the quicker it ends. Most likely, you're going to find more broken people online than you are in everyday life. And your laziness keeps you from meeting people. And 90% of the broken women that you see are using filters and taking wrinkles out and making their eyes look a little bit bigger. It's 100% fake. You think makeup is fake? Online is 1,000 times more fake. So let's get back to the topic. What if you started looking for a woman to be a mother, a wife and a mother, rather than pussy and getting laid? Would that change the way that you do things? And I'm not talking about the worship of women, the worship of mothers, the worship of wives. The man that finds a wife finds a good thing. Not every woman Not every woman who is a wife will be a mother or can be a mother. There's a few out there that are like that and might need some medical, technological intervention. But the reality is this: you are considering a field. Literally, look at yourself as a farmer. Would you choose a rocky field to plant in? Would you use hard, packed down soil? Soil that's been walked on? Trampled on? It's interesting. I heard Zig Ziglar tell the story. A guy was driving by a farmer's field as the farmer was in it, and the guy rolls down his window and says, "God sure gave you a beautiful crop there this year, or gave you a beautiful field." And the farmer says, "Yeah, you should have seen it when he had it all by himself." In other words, it was a plain field with a lot of potential, but it didn't bear fruit, didn't bear crops until the farmer did something to it, plowed it, planted on it. A woman becomes more beautiful and bears fruit and crops with your work. You wonder why there's no good women out there. You're part of the process. You know, men swiping to get, and this is, I'm talking to the men, not the women. This is not it's not a sermon, no. Just consider me a father right now, or maybe a grandfather. Men spend 2 or 3 nights a week looking to get laid, and they might. And then they moan and groan that there's no good women out there. Dude, could you be contributing to the very issue that you loathe in the first place? You have no right complaining about women and saying there's no good women out there when you've been plowing them a couple times a week. Women are looking for your leadership. You don't want the woman that just wants a fling. You don't want that. You want a woman that wants to build and be built. Just like that field was nothing without the farmer. A woman is unfruitful. I'm not saying she's nothing. She's unfruitful and bears no crop. That matters without you planting seed. Think about how important you are. Think about how important you are. But the farmer can beat his chest all he wants, but until he plants seed and grows a crop, he can't beat his chest. But the farmer needs the field, and the field needs the farmer. Now, let's go back to the first sentence. How about looking for a wife and a mother rather than just a fling, rather than just a play toy? Yes, you got to look at the quality of the fields that are out there. I already told you, you don't want to go on rocky soil. You want to go in soil that's been trampled down. That's their problem. You might have been part of that problem, but you can change. So it's harder for a woman to make it right than it is for a man to make it right. It is. I will admit that. But the importance of mothers. You're not just looking for a toy, men. You're not just looking for something that's going to get you off. You're looking for something that's going to be productive. That all of a sudden starts changing the way that you view women. Would I want to plant my seed in her? Would I actually want that field to be bearing the crops? That just changes everything. Can you imagine a bunch of guys in a bar and they see a bunch of women over there? And one guy says, "Yeah, look, what about that? Look at the girl on the left." And all the guys are like, "Yeah, I'd like to bang that." And one guy says, "She looks like she could be a great wife and mother. All the guys would be like, what? Well, first of all, I don't think you're going to find a great wife and mother in a bar. It's not going to happen. But I just use that as an example. Where are you going to find that beautiful field? Where are you going to find that wife and mother? Out and about. She is going to come to the man who is going to look like the guy that can plant seeds right between the lines there, who's able to plant seeds and plant a good seed and take care of that crop that she grows inside of her for 9 months. That's what she's looking for. Doesn't matter what age she is. Women my age, even though they're not bearing children, they still look for a man that can protect, lead, guide. It's a fact. What if you started looking for a wife and a mother rather than a fling? It's not going to happen in a bar, and it's not going to happen on a dating site. It's not going to happen. So how do you find these women? People say to me, George, you talk about attracting women in your life and that you're open to marriage. How do you find these women? Well, after this, I will take a shower. I'll finish my coffee. I'll groom myself. I'll put on clean clothes that look good. I will drive to work. I'm around people all day. When I'm done, I have to go to the store. And then I have 2 coaching sessions after that. So it's not going to be a real big social day for me, exposing myself to people. When I go to the store, I will see some of the same women in the aisles. When I'm out and about, women make themselves known to you. What are they making themselves known to? A man who's strong, confident, has good posture. A man who smiles. A man who makes eye contact. A man who is friendly. A man who is masculine. Women make themselves known to them, and it's easier than ever to find a good woman today. Easier than ever. You know why? Because if you are all those things that I just mentioned, women will race to put themselves in front of you because you are a high quality man. High quality people, when they put themselves out there, will meet one another. Not every guy is a pig, and not every woman is a slut. Do they exist in each gender? They sure do. They sure do. The importance of mothers. Let's talk about mothers real quick. A mother carries a child inside of her that's growing for 9 months. Is the woman you are looking at or swiping at or looking at across the bar, can you see her carrying your child for 9 months? Most likely not. Where are you going to meet this woman? You're going to meet her out and about. That's where you're going to meet her. You're going to be social. You're not going to be antisocial and live only online. It's not going to work that way. But you will get a feeling in the same way women have a natural feeling towards men who will provide and protect. A man, I want you to stop using your social conditioning, and I want you to just allow your biology to judge or evaluate that woman and sense, is that the womb? Is that the field that I want to plant in? Not just the woman I want to screw or be with or have fun with. I know I'm using language that a lot of people don't like. I don't care. There's a lot of people here who need to hear this message that won't listen to you or go to your church. So maybe you need to go. But what does your biology say about that woman? Listen to your body. The woman's listening to her internal system when she looks at a man who can provide and protect. When you look at a woman, do you see a woman that can carry a child? and care for what's inside of her and nurture it unconditionally? Or do you see a selfish woman who just wants to fulfill a biological urge that's passing? The importance of a mother is they sacrifice a lot. A woman's body, some people say it gets wrecked during pregnancy. I happen to think a pregnant woman is beautiful. I don't know about you. I think a pregnant woman is beautiful. I really do. I see it as the ultimate beauty of what we were put on this earth for. I do. To me, it's the epitome of beauty. A pregnant woman, no makeup. I remember my wife just getting out of the shower, drying herself off, and I was just looking at her when she was pregnant. And I'm just thinking, wow, I made that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just brushing her hair back. Think about this, man. A natural woman is the most beautiful. A natural pregnant woman, beautiful. She's sacrificing a lot. You'll be doing your sacrificing later. That's the reality. The importance of a woman, compassion and care. She's holding that child after it's born through pain. And she responds to every little breath, every utterance that comes out of its mouth, every twitch. She responds to it naturally. Do you ever see a man hold a baby? Remember the first time, when a woman, she knows how to hold her child. She hands the baby over to the father, and like the woman's gonna say, put your hand under its head, make sure to support it, like that. And the guy's like, what do I do with this thing? We know how to make them. We don't know how to care for them. We have to learn how to care for them. A woman naturally knows what to do with that beautiful little life. The compassion and care comes out of her. When you're looking for a woman, can you say to yourself, that woman oozes compassion and care. I can't wait to plant my seed. Not I can't wait to get laid, but I can't wait to plant my seed and create something. And create the life and build a fence around it, which is marriage. To protect, provide, and honor that body that just bore that little life. And I know there's a lot of guys that are divorced and hurt right now. I know that. I was divorced and hurt. I'm not talking platitudes here, guys. I have lived a lot of shit, and I've seen a lot of shit. And I was in a dark place many, many years ago. It takes a while, so I'm not condemning you, but it is possible. Women pray and they don't even know it. This is the importance of mothers. The minute that there's a conception, she's a mother. It doesn't have to come out of her. She already knows, and she prays, and she wants the best for what's inside of her. So she's listening and responding to what's inside of her womb, in her belly, as we like to say. And she wants the best for it. And she prays. Every woman prays to God, whether she knows it or not. Every woman, every pregnant woman is a prayer warrior, whether she knows it or not, whether you know it or not. That's a beautiful thing. The importance of mothers. That mother, while you are out slaying and crushing and bringing home meat and provision, she's caring and counseling that little child. You know when the counseling starts? The counseling starts when that baby's crying and it won't stop. God, I remember holding my third son, and he cried for like an hour straight. An hour straight, no matter what I did. Singing, playing, dancing, what. She comes home, she takes him out of my arms, holds him, he stops crying. I'm like, what the heck? The mother is your first counselor, your first therapist, your first coach. When that child is crying, she holds the child. She uses soft words. rhythmic words, prayer, singing. That was your first counseling session, dude. Was your mom singing to you, and you quieted down, and you got peace. This is why we're mesmerized by women with beautiful voices. It's biological. It's primal. Because our first therapist and counselor was a woman singing to us. The conclusion of this morning's message sounds like a sermon, but it's not. Is, dude, look for a wife. Look for a mother. Even if you're done having kids, even take my word for it. The kind of woman you want, no matter what you are looking for, is a wife and a mother. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you will respond to. And guess what? You end up attracting what you are. If you want to get laid, you'll just find women that just want to fill that space with any old flesh. Not your flesh, because that doesn't matter. Pretend you're a farmer driving down the road, or a man who wants to be a farmer, and you're looking for a field that you want to plant in. The field's not going to be perfect at first. It will take a little work to make it beautiful and suitable for planting. You might meet a woman who has the natural, feminine, biological look of like a raw potential, but you can make her beautiful. Stay away from women that make themselves beautiful. Does that make sense? Look for a woman who wants you to come into her life and make her beautiful and fruitful. That is a woman. Now finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.